everyone. Good evening. It's been a while. It's been a while for me, but we back, and I got an amazing show this evening. I got the wonderful that I've been waiting to interview. One of the
Yes.
hustlers.
Yes. You see
Um,
the t-shirt. You see the t-shirt is the grumpy. You already know what it is. It's the spilly and the flesh. Salute to Connected. Salute to you, Bella.
yes, it's
How
hard.
you been doing?
Oh Lord,
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah. The demographic that we target. We target, you know, um, the working class. We all fathers. Some of us grandfathers, some of us, we workaholics. So, it's hard trying to get all four of us in the building at the same time, unless it's a show, unless there's money involved. You know how that go.
yeah, yes. I've been watching what y'all been doing. This been great. Like you guys remind me so much of of up north. Like, because that's where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? And you guys have that Onyx flow. I love it.
Yes.
I-
They go, they go to upper brother right there.
Hey, how
Yeah.
you doing?
I'm good. Good.
Did I miss out on anything so far?
No,
Nah, we just pretty much getting started.
I was telling him how I got to catch up. I
Okay,
had to
okay.
catch up with.
Uh, I'm
Yeah,
glad we could
yeah.
catch up. I'm
Cause
glad we could catch up.
I was telling her it's hard to try to get all four of us together at the same time in the same building, but but it's all good. We gonna represent how we do it.
We
It's all
grumpy
about the brand.
hustlers. We grumpy hustlers. That's why. That's all a
Mm-hmm.
part of grumpy hustling. Everybody got a family to take care of. Kids to deal with and everything, and so it can be a little difficult to get all four of us and everything for certain moments.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But we here. We here. But going back to what
Yeah.
you were saying real quick before Black jumped in, three of us are from up north.
Yeah,
And our brother Illy, he reigns here from the city, so we try to blend in, the different styles, the different experiences, and we make it work.
yeah. That's all. But
Hold on, you breaking up.
Yeah.
I can't even hear you.
I said when I first
Say that again.
Still kind of breaking up.
can you hear me?
Barely.
Yeah.
We can hear
Yeah.
barely. What was the question?
I said when I first met you guys, you guys reminded me so much of up north. Gave me the Onyx flow.
I take that.
I
That's
was,
a compliment.
We
I take it.
we appreciate that for sure.
Yeah.
We
They
appreciate that.
they not know
yeah,
they not no Rudy fools in the game and everything. Onyx is legendary. I definitely I take that
Legendary.
up. I appreciate that.
Yeah, legendary. And a quick story about Onyx. I was about 14. I was about 14 the first time I heard Onyx, and I had just graduated out of junior high school, and I was about to go to high school. Now, if you from up north, there's certain sections of Queens that don't get along with other sections of Queens. I'm from Far Rockaway. We didn't get along with South Side Queens back then, and I was about to go to Thomas Edison, which is in Jamaica.
uh,
So they came out with that throw your guns in the air. I was like, oh man, this is gonna be a rough 3 years. But overall they always stayed consistent with good music. They always had them fire tracks. So, super salute to Onyx. For real. Can you hear us okay?
yes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. I said I got some questions, guys. If you want, you ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So how did you guys all come together as a group?
Okay.
How we
Well, first and foremost, it goes all the way back to me Illy and Cat. You know, we all came about back in '93, and we had a little group right back then called the Schizophrenics and everything throughout here, and then we was pressing up tapes and everything, and we was moving tapes throughout the city and everything, and then pretty much just moving fast forward, life life just hit us. That's just it, and we couldn't really just keep up with the rapping thing and everything. Like I said, people started having kids and people started having relationships, and you getting older, you growing up and everything, and we kind of went our separate ways a little bit and everything, but we always remained friends though. We always remained family and everything. We just couldn't keep up with the music thing. And then we came back about maybe about 2020, and we said, we want to keep, let's try to get this dream going again. Let's push the dream. Let's do the dream. And we reached out to Spills. Me and Kat reached out to Spills and everything because we had met Spills back in 2011 when we was kind of working on a dream, and he came through, and we just always kind of stayed in contact with one another ever since then. So we were just like, yo, yeah, reach up Spills, see what he want to do. And then we reached out to Tommy, and everything else is history from there.
Yeah, even dating back a little bit, I left New York back in '99, I moved to a small town called Reedsville, other side of Greensboro. I stayed there for like a year, and then I came to Charlotte. I met a couple of good brothers. I think I met Cap in like 2002, 2003,
Okay,
through a
we
good
might have
friend
met
of
him.
ours. Yeah, well, yeah, because I was that was way before I met Black in 2011, but I met
Yeah.
Cap in like 2003 through a good friend of ours called my man E Brown. So we always kept in contact. We was always cool. Everybody had that respect for each other on the strength of the music and the rhymes and everything. And then fast forward to what Black said in 2011 is when we did our first track together. Random. I just went over my man's house, and Black and Cat was there. Somebody else was there making beats. We just hopped on the track. I think the first track we did was 2 for 5. And so that was kind of like the seed that was planted for the Grumpy Hustler movement in 2020.
That's yeah. Now see, that's new to me. See, I didn't even know he met Cat back in 2002 and everything. I mean, but anything from we put it out there right now. Anything from 2000 to 2007, I don't know about. I was incarcerated those years and everything, so that's why I didn't even know he met him in 2002. I'm thinking we all first met back in 2011 when E Brown introduced us. So so
Yeah.
that's even new to me as well.
Yep. Yeah. I even met Illy. I think I met Illy in like oh maybe oh 04, oh 05, something like that.
See, I
All through
wasn't
E
around for all of
Brown.
that.
Oh yeah, all through E Brown. So yeah, he's the one that connected us. So yeah, and that, like I said, that planted the seed for the Grumpy Hustler movement today.
Pretty much, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Say
What
that
was
again.
that?
what does Grumpy Hustler represent?
The necessity to work to escape working class struggles. That's what we represent.
That's it.
That
Yeah. Yeah. The elder statesmen. We don't make music for the young for the YNs.
Yeah,
Nah,
we
but
make
salute to
music.
them though. Salute to them though.
We make music for the people that can relate to it. People that
Right.
got to get up. The people that got to get up in the morning every day and get to the grind and everything. When you
And
wake up and
grind.
you get that early morning yawn and you just want to just stay in your bed, but you be like, nah, I got to get out of here. I got to get this bread. This is for
Right.
the people that got the kids and the babies and they need to be fed and they need clothes on their back and they go out and they do what they got to do to make sure they taken care of. This is what we represent. We represent those people.
There's nobody happy about getting up in the morning to go to work at all.
Yeah,
You want to stay in your bed. There's nobody happy about when that paycheck coming. You got to pay all these bills, and you still trying to survive and look fly and enjoy the nightlife. So
yeah.
yeah, we represent that absolutely. Yep. Say that again.
It's breaking up again.
Breaking up.
It's where the grumpy.
Something
Say
with
that
the mic.
again.
I don't know if you move it.
Well, you know what? I wonder if it's your background noise. I wonder if it's your if it's your background noise that may be. I'm not sure. What was the question again?
That where Grumpy Hustler came from?
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Yep. I think Black and Cap came up with that name.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we did. Like I said, it was a moment when me and him was we was on his back porch and we was, I was talking to him about let's push the dream, and we was trying to come up with a name. We couldn't come up with a name. So basically, story is this: we was trying to come up with a name. It's kind of a weird, funny story, and I got a cousin, and my cousin kind of shakes and bake. You know what I'm saying? We not gonna put too much of his business out there, but he kind of shake and bake and everything. Do what he got to do out here to get his bread right and everything. And we just happened to be on the back porch talking, and I was telling him a story about how my cousin treat his consumers, his customers and everything. He treats them kind of mean, and he's so nasty to them and everything. And I just kind of blurted out, I was like, that nigga's a grumpy hustler, and we just was like, boom, that's the name right there, and we just stuck with it ever since then. Grumpy hustler.
Yeah. That's how it was born. Boom. That's how it was originated. And then we added the flavor from that.
So, are there signature elements that define a Grumpy Hustler track?
Oh, good question. I mean, I think we're all unique with the tracks that we select. And and typically how how the recipe goes, or how it originates, is that one person will throw us all a track. We all write to it individually. We'll go to the studio, and whatever verses sound best, we rock with that. We come up with the hook. We just have been fortunate just to bat 1,000,
Yeah.
so to speak. Yep.
Well, the thing is when he says bat 1,000, we could pat ourselves on the back. I don't want to put. I want to stay humble.
Absolutely.
I
We
want to
we
stay
all,
humble,
yes. Yep.
and I'm being a little modest and everything, but I guess to say when we batting 1,000, it helps because all four of us are well seasoned. You understand what I'm saying? We didn't just wake up yesterday and somebody was a plumber, somebody was a warehouse worker, somebody was a mechanic, and somebody was I don't know a HVAC worker, and we just all came together and just say, hey man, I'm sick of doing this. Let's just start rapping. Nah, the thing is, we've been doing this for a long time, so we kind of went through the obstacles, we went through the bumps and bruises and everything. So it's like now when we come together and we do a song, we kind of understand the seasoning and understand the recipe to throw in here to make this work. And we put all four of our minds together and everything. So that's how the things come out the way they come out and everything. Because like I said, all four of us are just well seasoned.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we all bring different styles,
Yeah.
and yeah, for me, I was rhyming back in New York, on a smaller scale with a group called Lethal. So, I've been writing and recording since I was 17. So, when I eventually, got up with the guys, like I said, it just seemed to be a perfect union. And we just make the magic happen. Yeah.
Yeah, because I watched a few of you guys' videos. They are polished. It you could tell that you guys are not just jumping on and doing anything. Like the sound, the video, the everything that is well put together and well thought out. Like it's I loved it. The
Thank
videos
you.
I watched on YouTube were great. You
Thank
could
you.
guys have been around for a minute.
Yeah, and shout out to Black, and shout out to his son Jay, because Black is usually the one that comes up with the treatments, and his son is our director. He shoots all the videos. So shout out to them. They've been doing an immaculate job so far. Yeah.
So what do you want your listeners? feel when they hear your tracks?
What do we want our listeners to? What was that?
What do you want your listeners to feel when they hear your tracks?
Authentic hip hop. That's it. Authentic hip hop. And I'm not trying to bash the other hip hop that's out or whatever the case may be, because everybody, music is good music. But I know all four of us, we come from the true origins of hip hop. And we just want our fans to understand we come from authentic hip hop.
Yeah, I remember. You remember when we was younger, in the '90s, where they had, when Wu Tang just came on the scene. We had Biggie Smalls, you had Redman, you had all these different artists that created Nas, that Jay Z. They created this good music. That's where we come from. So we decided if we're going to do it, we got to do it right. We gotta give the people, we gotta serve, we gotta provide we gotta provide the meals, we gotta provide the drinks for them. That's what they used to. That's what we come up from. That's what we was brought up from in the '90s. So not to emulate the '90s, of course. You know what I'm saying, but like Black said, that authenticity, that boom bap, that break your neck music.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
take them back where we all came from, right?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
So, what was the turning point where you felt your music started gaining traction?
Oh. Black, what's your thoughts on that one?
Ah, when we started gaining traction, I'd have to say first shift.
That's what I
The
was
first
thinking.
the
That's what I
first
was
shift
thinking.
mixtape. Once we released the first shift, when we did the first shift mixtape, that's where the traction started coming through.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we did something and we put it on a platform for people to actually gain access to it. So it
Yeah.
helps. It helps also when it's all four of us because we are at a ripe age where, like I said, we went through our bumps and bruises. But going through our bumps and bruises, we've we've intertwined with a lot of people out here in this world. You know, um, another thing I think Grumpy Hustler represents that helps with this matter is the fact that we all come from good hearts. We're not out here burning bridges. We ain't out here scamming. We ain't out here trying to ruin reputations. And because of that, each one of us know a lot of people. So it helps that once we put our music on a platform that Spills can have 100, 200, 300 of his people that he grew up with or that he knows and everything check out the music. Then it helps when Cap has his family and the thousands of people that he know and everything that get the music out there. Then it's my family that knows peoples and my peoples that I grew up and everything that love me, and everybody loves all of us. And they all want to support. And then when they listen to it and then they go, yo, this is my man joint, this, that, and the third, check this out, and this, that, and the third, and then when they actually hear that, it's actually authentic hip hop. Because I mean, let's be real. We're gonna be real for a minute. And again, and I don't want to knock the hustlers out there. I don't want to knock the music. We have to admit, there's a lot of times we meet people that say, "Yo, I rap," and then they give you a mixtape, and you listen to it, and you be like, "All right,
Basura.
and then you keep it pushing." But I gotta admit, and like I said, I'm trying to remain humble now. When we tell them we got a mixtape and they hear it and they actually like, yo, this is dope. This
Mm-hmm.
is dope.
Yeah.
And I think it's all because they understand that all four of us are on the mic giving you authentic hip hop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what I hear all the time is, yo, this is what we've been missing in the game. I ain't heard nothing like this in a minute. And that's
Yeah.
possibly where the angle turns right there because yeah, and again, and I'm not saying no one else is out there giving authentic hip hop and everything. They definitely out there and everything, stuff like things like that. But a lot of people don't hear it or they don't get to it or whatever. So it's just an appreciation to know that we're also of the element of authentic hip hop. We're also
Yeah.
of the element.
And then also to piggyback on that, when we dropped first ship, it was well received. The reception was great. Everybody loved it. Everybody was feeling it, like what Black was saying. So that's another thing that put the battery in the back for us to create, the next project. We did first shift, we did second shift, we did third shift, we did 25th hour. And then then we dropped the debut album. Then Cap and Black came back. Well, Black got a couple of albums. On Black work ethic is insane. So, he got a couple of albums on the YouTube channel. Cap dropped 10-minute smoke break. So when we first got that big up, really, the thumbs up from the first shift, it just propelled us to continue to create. It motivated us to continue to create. So that's where it started from. That's where the ball started rolling.
because it made sense and it all flowed together. Like I
Right,
got stuff and it made sense. Like I kept going with it because I wanted to see what else was going on. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to see the next one and the next one because it
right.
made sense. It started with you guys and it ended making sense. And when you can listen to music and watch the videos and it all come together, it make me want more. It make you want more. And I think that's what they waiting on. So
Thank you.
you tell us, I know you guys got some stuff coming up, and I know you
Oh
got
yeah,
new stuff out too.
yeah,
But
yeah. We working. We working.
Yeah,
We we
we
we
working.
cooking up as we speak.
We working. Just put it like this. We working. I got a couple of projects that I'm in to work with. Um, Spills and uh Tommy Illy. They got something that they chefing up.
Yeah,
Um, we working. So be prepared for this year and everything. There's gonna be some more new stuff coming out this year.
yeah. We forecast a wonderful year, so we got some
Yeah,
work coming.
'cause
we got a we got a show coming up this Saturday.
you got
Mm. I'm sorry.
where's the show at?
It's at Crown Station.
Oh,
It's at Crown Station. Saturday. Doors open up at 8, 9 o'clock. Yeah, yeah. I think we get on like around a little bit around 10 o'clock. We live and direct. So yeah, we got a show this Saturday. Shout out to my man Sega. Yeah,
do you have a flyer? You want to send me the flyer?
I can send you the flyer. Yes, I'll do that. It's circulating on Instagram. I'll make sure I send that over to you. Because I got to do some posting myself, so I'll make sure I send that to you.
Okay. So what challenges have you faced as independent artists? You guys are independent artists, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Challenges. I mean, the main thing is, is getting the business straight. That was the main thing. Making sure that so quick story. My cousin was the one that helped us. Get everything right on the business end. He had passed away like maybe a month or so after he helped us do that. So that's why it's important for us to continue with that, continue pushing the wheel, so to speak. He helped us, get that on board. So, that was the main challenge is it was getting the business in order, and everything else, as far as the music creation, we don't really, we have fun with it. So we don't have challenges with that. But the main thing is just behind the scenes, making sure the business is on point. Bottom line with that. Yeah.
The other challenges is being independent. We don't got the machine behind us. So everything that you see or everything that you witness, from the views, from the videos to whatever you like, everything is organic. You know, there's no bots, there's no streaming bots and everything. We're not paying for fake views, we're not paying for everything. So that's the difficulty, but at the end of the day, it's very much appreciated because we know this is actually organic. This is real people that really rock with it. This is real people that appreciate what we do. And
Yeah.
the challenge to it is just we just got to keep pushing. That's it. We just got to keep
Yeah.
pushing.
Marketing, getting the album out there on all platforms, and really another challenge, like you said, just getting it out there to the most people as possible. We got to get it out to the masses. But how do we do that? You know, Outside the typical social media, and word of mouth. So, that's pretty much, when it's independent and you don't have that backing, that's a major challenge. But we embrace all challenges.
So how media?
Say that again.
How do you navigate the current landscape of streaming and social media?
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'm terrible with posting on social media. I don't. I'm so busy. I'm hardly on social media throughout the day. But that's something that I have to get better with. Staying consistent, because the more you're consistent, the more people see it.
Yeah.
So that's the thing for me. More importantly, the Black. You wanted to get in on that?
I mean that's kind of part of it. I mean, I'm not as consistent with it and everything. Um, I could be a little funny style when it comes to social media on certain aspects on social media and everything. Um, because a lot of that is understanding the algorithms and basically staying consistent with content and everything. And that is something that I think a lot of us struggle with. But on another note, it's not that much of a struggle because again, coming from the life that we come from, the age that we are, and everything. We don't want to be the guys that's up there that's just posting anything just for the sake of likes and just for the sake of content and everything. Because sometimes some things can be a little corny and everything.
Yeah, we
You
can't
know what I'm
corny
saying?
it out. Exactly. We stay true to ourselves, stay authentic. But we would like to find that assistance when it comes to marketing. We come across a lot of people that say they can do this and say they can do that, and it might not fit our style. We still don't. There's still areas that we can make improvements in, and we're working on that.
Okay. So what's your take on the state of hip hop right now?
Okay. So now, me personally, I don't really see anything too wrong with the state of hip hop if you know where to look for what you're looking for. You know, I be in a lot of music groups. I be in a lot of hip hop groups on social media. You know what I'm saying? And I hear a few people that always talk about, oh, the music that's playing in hip hop sucks today, and oh, and it's only about this and the mumble rap and all this other stuff. And I always have to inform people that, yo, that's not the only music that's available to you. You just got to know where to find it at. You got to know how to search and find it because there's really a lot. I mean, there's a lot of authentic hip hop that you can find if you just know where to look for and know how to dig. So I don't think the state of hip hop is messed up or is horrible right now. It's just all about who the person is. That's the
Yeah.
only thing I can say about it. It's all about the. What I will say is that I know we are at a place and we're at a level right now where, how can I say, the aspect of hip hop is hard to reach because we're not in the stages that where we used to be in the 80s and 90s when you always had that original flavor or the difference of artists all through the radio nowadays and everything. You know what I'm saying? You was able to turn on the radio and you could hear Slick Rick, you could hear Rakim, you could hear Karis One, you could hear BDP, you can hear EPMD. Then getting further, you can hear Naughty by Nature, Onyx, and Nice and Smooth. You can hear all of that now. But now the stage of hip hop has become so, how can you say,
Saturated. It's saturated. It's saturated.
not
It's
on,
flooded.
not only is
That.
saturated or not only is saturated or flooded, but it's so industrial now. You know what I'm saying? It's so industrial, like it's one corporate business now. So it's not really about authenticity with a lot of companies and everything. It's just more about the money. So when it's more about the money, you're gonna get the commercial success. You're not gonna find a lot of that authentic. But if you search for it, it's there. So like I don't have a problem with the state of hip hop because at the end of the day, I know what I like, and what I like, I find.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which
I
means that
find it.
on that line, I don't really listen to mainstream radio. The mainstream radio don't have what I want to listen to.
Hmm.
So yeah.
So what's the most memorable feedback you have you have received from your fans, from any of your listeners, or just somebody who listens to your music? Do you remember any of the feedback you got from them that stayed with you?
Well, as Black mentioned before, we all collectively know a lot of people. Our brother Cap, he got a lot of connections with some industry DJs, and there's a platform called Twitch, and you have some famous DJs on there. For example, shout out to Maceo. Shout out to other DJs that's on there. But what was inspiring for me, or what was that aha moment for me, is when he shouted us out. He played our music on his Twitch channel. That to me is like, yeah, that was. And then on top of that, when shout out to Kevin Glover when we won that award. Man, you can't, like, that right there, that let us know that we going in the right direction. We won the artist of the year. That let us know that we going in the right direction. The music is being received on a positive note. We haven't had any negative feedback. We might have had one troll on YouTube, but other than that, we always get positive feedback for the music that we do. So, that's inspiring. That makes that warms the heart, so to speak, and that propels us to create more. So,
So where do you see Grumpy Hustler in the next few years?
man.
I would like for us to be in a place where and don't get me wrong, I still love the art of this, but I would like for it to see a place where it's starting to bring in some money and it's starting to change our lives. That's that's that's
Yeah.
that's that's what I like to be, because like I said, it's the necessity to work to escape working class struggle. I'm sick of working. I'm gonna tell you straight up and down. I'm tired of it. I'm, I'm tired of
Yeah.
it. I'm tired of it. I would like to be in a place in the next 2 years where I ain't got to keep clocking in 9 to 5 and everything, to do other things. That's why I would like it to be.
Yeah.
I would like to see that the merch is getting out there a little bit more, and the people, we do move our merch and everything. I would like people to get more involved with the merch and check the merch out, and I would like to see those things in the next 2 years with it.
Yeah. I want us to be able to tour overseas. I always said
That too.
I'd rather be famous overseas than over here in the States. Me personally, I'd rather be over there not being able to walk around with security than over here with it. So hopefully, that's one of the goals, is be it, we wanted to be a household name. We want everybody to know who Grumpy Hustler is.
Yeah, y'all working there. Y'all getting there. Definitely getting there. It's
Thank you. Thank you.
paying off. Definitely that.
Thank you.
So you said you see the Grumpy Hustlers doing that. What legacy do you hope to leave in hip hop?
That we
Well,
are
I mean,
one of the dopest groups that people can ever have heard of, if not the dopest, one of the dopest.
there's a lot of dope groups out there. We just like
Yeah.
to leave our imprint, and mainly
Yeah.
my thing is just is the legacy for my children. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
that's the big thing.
Yeah, I want to make sure they good. We when it's our time to transition, I want to make sure that when it's my time to transition, I want to make sure what we have built, what we have done, will make sure that they're good, for their lives and everything. So that's the main thing for me, is making sure that I got 6 kids. So I want to make sure they all good, they all prosperous, and they are able to be successful, or strive toward being successful off of the road that we built, that we established.
Were you able to see their reaction when they first seen your video or something, heard your music or something? Were you there? Was it recorded for
Well, yeah. Well, one of my kids came to one of our first shows, and the excitement that she had when we was in the audience. I heard her,
you?
and it felt good. It felt good.
My kids kind of regular because they know I've been rapping for years. You know what I'm saying? So I guess when they still see me doing it, it's just like rapping. They've heard my mixtapes. I've had mixtapes out before. Yeah, so they've heard them. Like my oldest son, we have random conversations where where he names the mixtapes that I was out, because he said he listens to them. He listened to them years ago when I had mixtapes out back in 2007 and 2011, and he kind of remembers them, and he'll say things like, "Oh, this is the one you did before this, that, and the third. Oh, wait, I remember this song because this song was on this mixtape." So it's kind of regular for them. I guess now they just see now is going to another plateau because now we actually out here performing and I'm actually doing videos and things of that nature. But you got to remember back then we didn't have no YouTube back in 2007 and things of that nature and everything. So for them to see me do a video now is it's regular, but at the same time it's appreciated because we have the platform to actually put the videos on and everything. So it's in a sense it's regular to them, but it's just good to see that they can get visuals also. So when they see the videos, they come to me and be like, "Oh, I saw the video, Black. I seen the video, Uncle Black, or I seen the video, this, that, and the third," and they just keep it moving.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Plus, it doesn't sound like what's out there today. So, sometimes they're like, sometimes they're like, okay, yeah, that's cool. It ain't like, I turn on the radio. I don't know how, but my kids, they know the lyrics to every one of these. And I don't even like the song. I'm like, yo, what is this? But they know the lyrics to it. So, but it's cool because it's coming from pops. So they rock with it a little bit.
So, what's the best way for listeners to tap into your music?
Streaming platforms.
The YouTube
You
channel got the majority of the work.
got the majority of the work. Full full on album is on major platforms. Spotify,
Yes.
iHeart, Apple, Tidal, you, anything that you can name
Early
it,
morning,
Amazon,
late nights.
Amazon, yeah, all of that's
Early
on there,
morning, late nights. Early morning, late nights. All platforms. Go
all
check it out.
platforms. My music is on all platforms and everything. Just check it out, go on the platform. But everything else, you can go to YouTube also.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, before we close out, is it the listeners
S- Say it again.
any messages or any advice you want to leave with your listeners and your fans?
Oh,
For any of my listeners and any of the fans and any of our listeners, any of the fans, all I can say is we are doing this Grumpy Hustler thing because it's a dream. I learned that a dream stops being a dream when you stop dreaming. So anybody out there that has a dream, keep pushing your dream. That's the advice I could say. Whether it's
yep.
music, whether you want to then be a dancer, whether you want to be an actor, an actress, a movie director, an astronaut, whatever it is that you think that you want to do, and that's your dream, don't let nobody kill your dream. That's the advice I
Exactly.
could give anybody out there.
Always work hard. Make sure your work ethic is up. Don't let nobody tell you, yo, you too old to do this or you too old to do that. Don't let nobody tell you that. Just follow your dreams, saying to the fullest. And keep pushing. There's gonna be obstacles, but I heard a saying that God put success on the other side of fear. So as
Bang
long as you
bang.
keep pushing, as long as you keep pushing, as long as you stay resilient, persevere through the hard times, you'll get there. Just you got to keep it up. And we also, me personally, I definitely want to say, I'm big on gratitude. So I have a lot of thanks to the followers and the fans. I have I definitely want to give thank yous to Connected for their support. Shout out to you. Shout out to Kevin Glover. Shout out to the whole unit. We really appreciate you guys for the support, the push, the love, etc.
Opportunity.
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you guys for spending time with me. Even though I had to chase y'all down.
My bad. That was on me. My bad.
Guys are
But
amazing, and I just want to let y'all know that we are very very grateful for your music, and we're very proud of the music that's out there because it is amazing. And we will
Thank you.
continue to share you guys stuff as long as you send it to us. Um,
Absolutely.
just keep pushing. It's gonna happen. It's gonna all pay off.
Absolutely. Grumpy.
Hustler. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Miss Bella.
To all of you out there for listening, and thank you for watching, and stay connected.
Yo, what's poppin'? It's Sam Pose. Welcome to season 2 of the Video Mixtape Show, exclusively on the Connected TV.